Looking up, oh, straight from the 8. I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed. I did it in faith, I gave it to God, and He made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell by the title, we are filming a video today on proper placement and how to maneuver your hand for the proper angles so that you can attach your lash extension to that natural lash properly. So last video on our tutorial, I showed you guys how to create this mapping set, which is just my basic way of creating the most perfect textured sets that are natural but can be very, very full, etc. So I also showed you guys a little bit and talked a little bit about hand placement and angles, and you guys asked for a more in-depth video, and I thought this would be perfect because this could be part of our Lashing 101 series. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is just take one of these Veyes gel pads here and just place it underneath the lashes, just so we're not getting any of that glue stuck to our doll head. I am using the Veyes 3-layer doll head, which I think is really, really great for practicing and really seeing where you want your hand placement to be. Obviously, first thing is we're gonna go in and we are going to put our glue dot down. I am using the Veyes caramel adhesive. This is one of my favorite adhesives as of right now. The consistency is very, very thin. It has a humidity level from 45 to 50%. I always have my room temperature about a 72 degrees in here and about a 45 to 50% humidity. Majority of the time it's about 47% humidity, and I feel that that works perfect for this glue. Our Veyes cashmere lashes in 0.03, just because every time you are trying to get proper placement, you want lashes that go at the curl of your client's natural lashes. Now, depending on what look you're trying to go for, if you're trying to open up your client's lashes, you obviously want to use a more curlier curl to uplift those lashes to open up the eye. If you if her natural lashes are very curly and you don't want them to be overly curled, you would use a flatter curl to create that balance and symmetry between the eyes and also create a darker lash line. All right, so that's pretty much how I determine when I'm picking lashes. Okay, so for our doll head, as you guys can see here, she relatively has more flatter lashes, very, very flat, very straight. So in order to get that great retention and that proper bond that we want, so in order for me to get the best retention, the best bond, I have to use a curl that is representing her lashes. So a C curl, right? It's not too flat, but it's not too curly. We're going to be using our Veyes Fiber Grip Pink Tweezers in order to create our fans. You guys, this has become one of my favorite lash tweezers. You've probably seen these all over my TikTok. They have an amazing grip. That Fiber Grip Tweezer is going to help you pick up the eyelashes really, really good and make sure that those fans fan like butter. So we're also going to be using our Veyes Isolation Gold Tweezers. You guys know that these are my favorite, okay? When it comes to placement, it is all about your wrist angle. In order to create that flush application from the lash to the extension, we gotta make sure we're going at that angle of that natural lash, okay? What I mean by is if your hand is too upright, the bottom of our tweezer is pointing towards us too much, you will not create proper bondage. If our wrist is too upright, you will cause a lip. So if your natural lash is straight and you're going at this angle, you're obviously not gonna get a flush application. So now is where you wanna turn your wrist so that it is at the angle of the natural lash, okay? So let me zoom you guys in so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here is an example of my wrist being perfectly parallel to my natural lash. So please ignore my finger as well. So what we're gonna do is we'll go here. We're gonna come in, we're gonna isolate, and then we are going to place that extension right on top at the angle. So you see, as my wrist is here, it's straight. Now I need to go so that I create that flush application. I'm tilting my wrist a little bit towards me so that I could place that extension right on top of that natural lash. You have time to work with your glue, place it back in place, and now we have that proper application. Here is an example of our wrist is to tilt towards the nose. Do you see how if I come in at the angle, it is gonna cause a lip? When you create lips, what ends up happening is that if you go in to brush these lashes with your spoolie, it will get caught underneath and either pull out your client's natural lash, which causes discomfort, it hurts, or you'll get it stuck and it will still cause discomfort or hurt your client, and you'll just kind of like sit there. You're gonna have to go in and remove that extension and make sure that now you're gonna adjust your wrist angle to come at that proper angle to apply your lash. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now we have a front view, so I can show you guys my wrist angle from my peripheral. We have our lash nice and isolated. Going to bring in our wrist. So now we don't want to be like this, too upright, and we don't want to be too far off. We want to be just right, so we could place that extension right on top of our natural lash. And as you can see, nice and flush. Okay, one more time, I'm gonna show you my wrist angle from the side profile, and then that'll be it. Okay, so to reiterate, if I go in and I isolate my natural lash, what we don't want to see is my wrist angle too upright, will cause a lip, too downward, still not causing that perfect bond. So I need to turn my wrist angle flush into that natural lash. Okay, place it right on top. Okay, so here is the example of the difference between a flush application and a wrong application. So as you guys can see, the extension is flush to our natural lash, right? And as you can see here, this one has a lip and it's lifted off that natural lash. So the bond is only here, as opposed to this one, the bond is here, okay? So when you are gonna go in, and if you were to brush your lashes right here, do you see how that's getting caught? And either you will brush and it will just pop off, or as you can see here, it's not coming off because it has a great bond. It's gonna tug and pull on your client. It's gonna hurt her. She's gonna squirm. She may say something. She may say ouch. That lash could either pop off and cause even more discomfort. And that's just something you don't wanna do. That's what's really gonna like help you not make mistakes as a lash artist and have people say anything or just make your client feel uncomfortable, okay? So this is what we need to avoid and what we don't want to happen. Okay, now I also get questions asked on how I know which angle to work in when I'm working with the inner corner and I'm working with the outer corner. So obviously, everybody's eye shape goes from out here, center is 90 degrees, and comes out here to this angle, right? So if we look at it, lashes should be facing or pointing towards the ear. In our middle section, they should be nice and straight. And for our inner corners, it should be pointing towards the nose. So, an example of bad placement in your inner corner would be making that lash go towards the ear instead of facing the direction that the natural hair growth is growing, okay? If you were to look at her and she opens her eyes, this is what you see. You see that lash coming out towards the ear. It doesn't look right. And as you can see here, these ones are slightly angled towards the ear. So it creates that gradient effect. So in order for our lashes to look uniformic, we have to make sure that this outer corner or inner corner lash is pointing towards the nose, okay? Because that is the proper way of the eye shape, okay? Inner corners always go out here. Middle, again, is upright. Outer corners go towards the ear. So, for example, if I really want to just get right center, placing my lash in the center of my client, I usually hold it about mid-length. Now, when I want to be able to really get into those inner corners and make sure that my wrist angle, if I'm working in the inner corner, is going towards the nose, or if I'm working in the outermost portion, I need to make sure my wrist angle is pointing towards the ear. So another easier way is to already have your extension at the angle that you need it to. So let's just say I needed to go into the inner corner. I will usually grab more towards the top so that already, as you can see, my extension is slightly angled instead of being straight. So this is what it'd be if it was straight. Okay. And I want it to be tilted slightly. So that way when I go in the inner corner, I could really get into that inner corner crevice without having to do so much work. So let me show you what that means back on the doll head. Okay, so now instead of my wrist and my tweezer be pointing towards this way, I need to maneuver it so that way the extension now glides and guides me towards the outermost portion to create that direction and that flow. Turning my wrist angle a little bit upright. And now I can get that flush application, making sure it stays nice and straight. Okay. So now, if she were to open her eyes, so now you can see where you need to adjust your direction. So I could already see that this lash is kind of angled towards the nose when it should be slightly angled towards the ear. Especially if she were to open her eye. As you can see, this one is just, it's not at the direction it needs to be. So we need to adjust it. And that, again, is really gonna help you with your sets. It's gonna differentiate you from other lash artists because you are now creating symmetry and balance with the eye. And I think that's one thing that I get compliment on a lot is creating balance and symmetry with my sets. Angling our wrists slightly towards the ear already. Adjust if you need to, because it shouldn't be far towards the ear, just enough. Okay, and there you have it. Flow, direction, proper placement. We have no lips. Those extensions are nice and flush. Alrighty guys, and that is it for this tutorial. I really hope that you guys learned something as you guys saw how to create proper placement, making sure that you're avoiding lips at all times and creating that direction and that flow between your client's lashes, okay? It will really help you elevate your sets and just make them look like you have really good, clean, and proper work, okay? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you guys in my next Lashing 101 video.